Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're diving into a massive structural transformation that is absolutely sweeping through heavy industry. Listen, we aren't just talking about swapping out an engine in your everyday commuter car here. We're talking about entirely rethinking how we electrify industrial vehicles that are literally the size of houses. As mining fleets rapidly ditch diesel, the gigantic batteries powering them are becoming just as critical an engineering focus as the actual machines themselves. We're going to explore how cutting-edge battery chemistries paired with some radically innovative business models, are finally overcoming the most stubborn hurdles to electrifying these heavy mining fleets. It's really about rewriting the entire foundation of how industrial power is delivered, monitored, and managed at scale. Let's get into it.
Now, to truly wrap our heads around the scale of this technological leap, we have to start by understanding the brutal reality of the mine itself. Because, mining isn't just regular driving. It's an extreme engineering battle from the exact moment the equipment gets turned on. Think about the fundamental challenge we're dealing with. How do you reliably power a multi-ton machine through extreme desert heat, blistering Arctic cold, and massive, bone-rattling mechanical shock? And these aren't just theoretical edge cases thought up in some pristine lab. No, this is the baseline, everyday reality that these machines face out in the field. The power sources inside them have to be resilient enough to take an absolute beating day in and day out without a single point of failure.
Because of these uniquely extreme conditions, we're way past the point of just dropping a standard automotive battery into a larger truck and crossing our fingers. That approach would be a catastrophic failure. Instead, these new power sources have to be custom engineered from the cellular level up just to survive environments that would literally rattle a normal EV to pieces in a matter of hours. The battery packs powering these fleets are essentially the front lines of an ultimate engineering battle, and they demand a level of ruggedization that completely pushes the boundaries of modern material science.
Let's actually break down exactly what these power systems are up against. First, you've got those extreme ambient temperature swings, going straight from desert heat to Arctic cold. Then, there's the heavy vibration and mechanical shock that requires some incredibly robust physical protection. Third, the sustained high-power discharge during loaded hauling. And finally, some critical thermal management challenges. Imagine the sheer energy it takes to push a haul truck carrying 300 tons of solid rock up a steep, unpaved incline. The sustained high-power discharge to pull that off generates just massive amounts of heat. Now imagine doing that while swinging from summer heat to freezing cold in one season. Keeping that battery from catastrophically overheating or freezing solid is absolutely off the charts. Add in the relentless vibration from navigating blasted rock and you've got a recipe that requires incredibly robust physical protection just to keep the internal chemistry stable.
So, what's the actual fix here? You can't just build a thicker steel box around a standard battery and call it a day. The true solution has to start at the chemical level. To beat these operational extremes, the industry is turning to a highly specific set of next-generation chemistries. Think of them as a heavy-duty trio, a specialized lineup of chemical architectures tailored for totally different aspects of the electrified mine site.
Looking at this trio, right now, lithium-ion is our mainstream workhorse. It offers a proven, highly tested balance of power, cost, and performance, which makes it the immediate go-to for today's active haul trucks. But the real, revolutionary leap forward? That's solid-state technology. By entirely removing the volatile liquid electrolyte found in traditional batteries, solid-state promises massively improved safety and a much higher energy density. For a mine, that translates directly to longer operating ranges, meaning they're hauling more rock with significantly less charging downtime. And what about powering the rest of the site? Well, sodium-ion is rapidly emerging as the secret weapon for stationary power. While it might be a bit too heavy for a fast-moving vehicle, it relies on cheap, massively abundant raw materials and is incredibly durable. That makes it the perfect chemical battery for grid-scale storage right there on the mine site.
But here's the catch. The most advanced solid-state battery on Earth is basically useless if it degrades unpredictably and brings a billion-dollar mining operation to a grinding halt. Hardware is really only half the battle. That's where AI changes the game entirely. Continuous tracking of the real-time battery condition and its exact remaining useful life via advanced AI-powered health monitoring is the secret ingredient. This constant stream of predictive health data is what actually makes fleet-wide electrification practically viable and safe to deploy at scale.
Which brings us to a radical business shift that is entirely reshaping how mining giants adopt this technology. It's called Battery as a Service, or BaaS for short. Think of it exactly like a modern software subscription, but scaled way up for heavy industrial power.
Instead of spending tens of millions of dollars buying massive, depreciating battery packs outright, mining companies simply subscribe to guaranteed performance and uptime. They're essentially buying the reliable energy output, completely sidestepping the massive burden of owning the underlying hardware. Just contrast this with the old way of doing things. In traditional ownership, a mining company pays high upfront capital costs and retains all the performance risk. If a multi-million-dollar battery pack degrades faster than expected or fails early, they take a massive financial hit. But under the battery-as-a-service model, the specialized provider owns the battery and absorbs that risk. They spread the costs over a long-term contract while expertly handling all the maintenance and replacement. The mine pays strictly for the output, freeing the operators to focus entirely on what they do best, moving rock rather than trying to micromanage complex chemical degradation.
So, out in the field, how does this actually work? It functions seamlessly as a continuous predictive loop. Step 1. Continuous AI monitoring. Those AI systems constantly monitor the battery's health in real time. Step 2. Tracking remaining useful life. It precisely calculates exactly how much life the battery has left based on massive datasets. And Step 3. The proactive battery swap. Before the battery even has a chance to degrade past a critical threshold, the service provider schedules a fast swap. This deeply integrated process effectively eliminates unplanned operational downtime, which is, hands down, the single most expensive enemy of any large-scale mining operation. But let's zoom out for a second. A zero-emission industrial vehicle is ultimately only as clean and efficient as the power grid charging it, right? Scaling up and supporting these massive electric fleets requires a deeply integrated, highly self-sufficient energy ecosystem across the entire mine site. It is a monumental task that goes far beyond just the vehicles themselves, requiring operators to tackle some truly significant infrastructure and heavy engineering hurdles in some of the most remote locations on the planet.
To make this work at a site-wide scale, we're looking at a few key hurdles. First, fast charging integration with grid capacity has to be perfectly balanced so it doesn't overload the system. Second, forward-thinking operations are solving this by pairing their fleets with massive on-site renewable energy generation and storage. Third, the industry is fighting hard for standardization across battery formats and charging interfaces so different brands of machinery can plug into the exact same network. And fourth, responsible battery recycling and end-of-life management. There's a brilliant, undeniable irony here that we just have to acknowledge. An industry fundamentally built on extracting raw materials from the earth is now hyper-focused on responsible recycling just to sustain its own operations.
Now, I know what you might be thinking. Upfront, building out all of this charging infrastructure and deploying advanced chemistries sounds astronomically expensive. And initially, yeah, the capital expenditure is high. But the long-term economics are shifting aggressively. As manufacturing scales up, battery costs are plummeting. And as solid-state technology matures, energy density is absolutely skyrocketing. When you actually run the numbers, the total cost of ownership over a fleet's full operating lifespan increasingly favors electrified fleets over diesel. The maintenance is lower, the fuel is cheaper, and the operational uptime is higher. The long-term math is simply undeniable.
But to actually pull this transition off, the industry is desperate for a brand new breed of professional. We need people who can bridge the gap, who can comfortably speak the rugged, practical language of traditional mining while simultaneously speaking the highly technical language of AI systems and modern battery chemistry. Bridging this gap is really the main bottleneck right now. You simply can't design a durable battery for a mine if you've never actually set foot in one. And you definitely can't run a modern electrified mine today if you don't deeply understand the limitations of its power source.
So with the battery-as-a-service model absorbing the intense financial risks and next-generation solid-state chemistries pushing the absolute physical limits of what is possible, the final barriers to zero-emission mining fleets are rapidly falling away. Are you ready to engineer this new era? Because as clean power delivery entirely rewrites the foundation of heavy industry, it leaves us with one massive forward-looking question. What other seemingly untouchable legacy industries are about to be completely electrified next? Think about the ripple effects of that as you reflect on the sheer scale of the engineering we've explored today. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and I'll catch you next time.